Why, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 5 of Showcase Central. Happy Memorial Day, everyone. We remember our troops out there. Thank you for everything you've done for us. Thank you for the sacrifices you did to serve our country. Okay, so we are going to dive into some weird news, but at the same time, some really surprising, fun news this afternoon, this evening. And let me just say, it's going to be quite entertaining for you guys. So let's get right to it. So we're going to dive right into Chris Taylor. Chris Taylor was a guy that is practically known as the Dodgers hero, as the fans would call him. The 2017 NLCS MVP, retires from the MLB after quite a bit of 12 years? 12 years in the league. Let's just say he, for a utility man, had pretty much had quite the productive service time he had. He was a former 2017 NLCS MVP. He went on a tier with a .316 average with 2 home runs and 5 ribbies over 5 games since they beat the Chicago Cubs in the NLCS. Also adding 3 RBIs and 4 walks for a 1.247 OPS, sharing the award with then teammate Justin Turner. Chris Taylor, not a bad career he had, but I will say, for a guy that's been a former All-Star, a 2-time World Series champion in 2020, the Mickey Mouse ring, and then you had the 2024 championship, at which they beat the New York Yankees, as well as being an NLCS MVP, like I just said. He ends his career with a 16.2 WAR. He has 3,465 at-bats, 860 hits, 110 RBIs, and a batting average of .248. Not too shabby, I will say. Not too shabby. I would be content for a career like that if I was him. He's got the bag, he's got the money, he's got his family. He's pretty much got everything he wanted since he was a kid. So there's been confusion throughout the league because a few days ago he calls it a career while he's in the AAA farm system of the Angels. But yet, the day right after, he unretires. But then we come to find out through this Instagram post that he had posted, and we're going to go and quote. He quotes, "Clearing up any confusion, I've officially decided to retire from the game I've dedicated my entire life towards. I'm beyond grateful to all of my coaches and teammates and the organizations who allowed me to live out my childhood dream. I'll forever cherish the memories along the way and most of all the friendships that will last a lifetime. Thank you to the loyal fans who have supported me through my success and stuck with me through the struggles. Thank you to my parents and family who have been with me from the very beginning. My baseball journey would have never begun if it weren't for you guys. Most of all, thank you to my wife Mary, who has been my number one. You stepped up for our family and allowed me to see my dream through all the way to the end and then some. I can't wait to start our next chapter in life together with our boys." Honestly, he's 35. He's good in life. He's got his family. Of course, after a career, you want to go home and be with your family. You got everything. You know, he's got all the accolades. He didn't really have anything much to prove. He was an integral part of them Dodgers playoff runs. he was pretty solid in my opinion. I don't think he was ever a bad player. I think he was average. He was actually a solid utility man, I will say. But hats off to a pretty solid career for Chris Taylor. Thank you. All right, speaking of players, we're going to talk about the struggling stars like Fernando Tatis Jr. Let's dive into him real quick. Fernando Tatis Jr. He's one of the most electrifying players that this generation has probably ever seen. He is very fun. He is very like cool, relaxed. He's so like exciting. That's all I can really say. I have his jersey in my room. I'm a big fan of the guy. But this year, Fernando Tatis Jr. fans, like myself, want to rip their hair out because he, I don't know what happened to him, but it seems like his muscles deflated because he has hit no home runs. He's had 16 RBIs, an OPS of 615, and an average of 247. That is not Fernando Tatis Jr. numbers, man. He needs to step up. He is one of the faces of the team. He's only 27 years old. I don't think he's even hit his freaking prime yet. This is one of the guys that is one of the faces of the team. You got him. You got Manny. Manny Machado's not even performing all that well this year either. For a team that's 31-21, I'm surprised that he's actually holding his end of the bargain. I think one of the guys that's actually keeping them afloat in the lineup is freaking Jackson Merrill. I'm a fan of Jackson Merrill. That dude, he's gonna be the future of the team. Like you will see, as of right now, you see guys like Tatis, Machado, um, Merrill, all on posters, all on cups, all on jersey sales and all that. But Tatis needs to step in. I know it's only the first half, but I hope to see him do better because honestly, this is just a rough get-go right now. Let's talk about Francisco Lindor. Francisco Lindor, he has been just, he was looking very rough. And then, next thing you know, he lands on the IL. Let's just hope we see him back soon because honestly, he just is sorely missed in that lineup. His defense is missed. For Lindor, he's one of the best shortstops I've ever seen, especially since I started watching. And it's just that contract. He was making it look. He had it looking good for a bit, but I just think the Mets need that spark again, especially from him. Let's just hope that when he comes back, that he gets that second energy, that second boost, just to revitalize his career again. Garrett Crochet. This is a guy that hopefully when he gets back to form. I saw a report earlier today that tomorrow he will be facing hitters. He's back on his rehab after an injury that occurred to him, I believe, last month. And let's just say this is a guy that was a former runner-up in the AL Cy Young Award winner, losing out to Tarek Skubal. He was very good last year. This was a guy that the Sox needed to spark up that rotation, especially after losing Chris Sale that one year. They did try to go Brandon Bayo that freaking year of 2024, if I'm not mistaken. But we already knew that he was not the answer. That man gives up the home run ball practically all the time. Crochet was definitely what they needed. I think he still is that guy. He's what they need because let's just be real. I think that rotation needs him back. Sonny Gray needs some help. Ranger Suarez needs some help. Conley Early, so it's a mixed bag of young kids and old veterans like Gray. I just hope that maybe the Sox. I know everyone's saying that their season is finished, but even myself, I'm kind of leaning towards that too because their lineup is total shit. But I do think that if the pitching can hold up, then I think that they will be somewhat all right going forward. But hey, I could be wrong, but we'll see what happens. We're going to talk about another struggling pitcher, and that is Aaron Nola. Aaron Nola is the longest tenured Philadelphia Philly. Let's just say this guy, it looks like with the age he's at the age of 33, the age of 30, no, I'm sorry, 32, that he's seeing his wits end possibly in Philadelphia because let's just say ever since he signed that contract after the 2022 season, he had a phenomenal year in the postseason. And pretty much the year after that, the Phillies lost the World Series, they said, you know what, we're gonna re-sign this guy for 7 more years. And has he lived up to that contract? Not at all. Because let's just say in 2023, he has had ERAs that have not looked pretty. He's had ERAs in the fours. He had 4.46 ERA in 2023, 3.57 ERA 2 years ago, last year in the sixes, this year in the sixes. What is going on? I know last year he was injured, but this year in 10 starts, he ain't looking too good. He is not looking too good. I feel like I think we're seeing the end of Aaron Nola in his good years, man. Because honestly, he was their ace for the longest time. Up until Zach Wheeler. Zach Wheeler was a nice compliment to Aaron Nola when he first got on board to Philadelphia. But now we look at the rotation for Philadelphia. In my opinion, I still think it looks good, but Aaron Nola needs to step up if he wants to be in this rotation, or just not regret, I'm sorry, or if he doesn't want to be traded. You got Zach Wheeler, you got Christopher Sanchez, Jesus Luzardo, then you got Aaron Nola in there, and then you got rookie Andrew Painter, who finally made his debut this year. Andrew Painter, that's a guy I think that is going to be freaking good in the future, but hey, I hope so, man. I do. And I hope Aaron Nola can get back into form. I just hope he goes back to his old ways because we need 2022 postseason Aaron Nola back, especially in the regular seasons prior. Since I brought up Christopher Sanchez, let's talk about him real quick. Let's just say Christopher Sanchez and The Miz, we're going to talk about right now in the month of May. They have killed it. They have killed it in the month of May. Christopher Sanchez in the month of May has went 3-1, 32 innings pitched, 19 hits allowed, 3 walks, 36 Ks, and that's all I can say. He has been doing phenomenal. And this season, he's been 5-2 record of win and loss, and he has ERA in 1.62, third in the MLB. He is third in the MLB in Ks with 86 and a whip of 1.15. Honestly, that's pretty solid to start out the damn season. We will probably be seeing him in the All-Star game if he keeps this up. That southpaw, I had him in fantasy. He was pretty damn good last year, man. He was pretty damn good. He got me through some tough weeks where I was just about to lose. He'd throw a nice gem. Boom! Just like that. Just like that, my man. So, let's talk about The Miz. And no, not WWE superstar The Miz. Jacob Mizurowski. He's been another one that's been freaking solid in the month of May. He's been very scoreless. That's the number one thing that's synonymous with both Sanchez and The Miz. Scoreless. 24 innings pitched, 9 hits allowed, 5 walks, 37 Ks, and let's not ignore the fact that today, in his start against the St. Louis Cardinals, he got the win with 7 innings pitched, 2 hits allowed, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 12 Ks. Phenomenal. Phenomenal stuff right there. And Jacob Misiorowski, in his season stats, 5-2. His ERA is 1.83, 100 Ks already. One of the first pitchers to do it. Good on him. And this was the same guy that I believe in, 4-6 starts, that he got named to the All-Star game via fan vote. And I thought this was insane because I was like, dude, already? I was like, this guy hasn't, I don't even think he's proved himself. And here he is on the freaking big stage already, on the big All-Star game stage. And one of the guys that was snubbed out was Christopher Sanchez, ironically, as I'm talking about both guys, man. Just funny the way life works, man. I'll say that right now. It's just crazy. But good on those guys. And I hope to see, and these are 2 guys right here that I think we could see them in the NL Cy Young vote later on in the year. I hope to see it. Both these guys are phenomenal. Alrighty, let's talk about the Red Sox real quick. The Red Sox are eyeing a right-handed batter, according to Red Sox GM Craig Breslow. Let's just be honest here. I find this to be a crock of shit. Reason why? The Red Sox always say that they have plans to get this person, be all in on that person. Sure, they'll be interested and whatnot. But my goodness, do we actually believe that as a Red Sox fan base? Do we actually believe that? Anybody in the comment section, please tell me that. But let's just say they probably won't go out for a big name. I don't see it. That lineup right now just looks depleted. It really does. It's so cringe to watch. Caleb Durbin, I know they got him for a trade, and they practically gave away Kyle Harrison. Kyle Harrison, a freaking guy that's killing it in Milwaukee. Good for him. I wish they kept him, but Brewers definitely swindled that trade. But anyways, so I'm going to give out a few names I feel like the Red Sox could actually go for. Because I feel like with them letting Bregman go, that was a big mistake. Because you have a hole at third base that cannot be fulfilled by Caleb Durbin, cannot be fulfilled by IKF Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, and just not even Nick Sogard either. Or even Marcelo Meyer. Marcelo Meyer is a guy that belongs at second base. But, especially with no Trevor Story there, the outfield, I think it's fine. Don't really leave it alone. They're just a mess. It's a mess, man. I could give you guys right now my list of, I can give you at least 3 guys of who I think they could go get in the trade deadline. I'll give you one guy, Isaac Paredes. Isaac Paredes is a guy that plays third base. I feel like he could easily be a shoo-in. They could probably get Caleb Durbin either DFA'd or they could trade him to Houston. And then you have Christian Walker, another guy from Houston, plays first base. That is a guy that signed to big money when he went over there from Arizona to Houston. He plays first base. He is that is a move I could probably see happening because Wilson Contreras will probably move on to full-time DH and just Just got to make some moves around the diamond, guys. Make some moves around the infield. And another guy, I doubt that Minnesota will do this, but just because they're in a rebuilding mode. But I feel like with this guy being one of the longest tenured Twins, I could definitely see them pulling this off just to get rid of his contract and go into full on rebuild mode. And that's Byron Buxton. Byron Buxton, I know he's an outfielder. He plays center field, but I could see the Red Sox probably throwing in maybe a Jarren Duran or something like that in a trade. Jarren Duran is still pretty young in my opinion. They definitely won't throw in Rafaela or not even or they could. I'm sorry. They could throw in a Rafaela in there just to sweeten the pot or some prospects. Buxton is still a big name in the league, but if anything, you just gotta watch out for his injuries. If anything, because he gets hot 1 month, and the next thing you know, he's gone for a while. I know he's a little bit notorious for that, but hey, let's see if they actually pull a move for this. Let's see if they actually do it. I will not be surprised if they don't. All right, guys, we are gonna go into our DraftKings lock of the day. Well, scratch that. This was supposed to be for today, but I'm gonna do it for tomorrow. That way you guys get ahead of time to put in your parlays, and you'll be all set. So I'm gonna give you a little parlay of 3 for tomorrow, 3 different games, and you know what? Let's get right to it. So I got Nick Kurtz for 1 home run against the Seattle Mariners. And then I have Bryce Harper for 1 base hit against the San Diego Padres. And last but not least, I got Eduardo Rodriguez taking on the San Francisco Giants, and I have him going for 6 strikeouts. And ladies and gentlemen, that concludes episode 5 of Showcase Central. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you on Friday for episode 6. Stay tuned. Take care.